All right, folks, howdy doody again. That's why that one was a tester. The first stream crashed. Turns out it's not a fan of being in the woods. You know what? Streams are a good time for puppies to sniff, so we'll let her sniff. So I had a good conversation going on. I'm sorry that I lost you there and that you lost me there, but I'm back up, and no hard feelings if you don't reconnect. So I was just talking about it's kind of interesting. So the theme of this is supposed to be, what am I doing for Thanksgiving? We'll see if this stream holds up. However, I am a big fan of the Lore podcast. And one thing I've noticed throughout my time doing YouTube is a lot of the time you're doing your research and you'll find some of the primary sources or something, it seems, for the Lore podcast. It's pretty interesting. You'll just be digging really deep into a certain topic and you'll find it. In particular, when I was doing a lot of research on the Hockomock Swamp. Oh, come here. Good girl. Thank you. In particular, when I was doing a lot of reading on the Hockomock Swamp, I found quite a few videos detailing, quite a few old newspapers detailing that. And I found a lot of weird stories that were directly talked about in Aaron Mahnke's podcast, Lore. I was also saying I used to be very into video game lore. In particular, the game The Long Dark caught my attention for a few years. It's a survival game where essentially you crash in the Arctic or Canada, in Alaska or Canada, somewhere in the Arctic during a geomagnetic storm, and you are forced to survive as long as you can. But spoiler, it's never an infinite amount of time. Oh, sorry, was that too bright? All right. So, looks like we don't have any viewers. That's cool. I don't blame people because my first one friggin' crashed. But the topic of this was Thanksgiving plans. I was actually thinking about making a Thanksgiving history video, but YouTube is very saturated with that. And I don't think I can do much better than what the History Channel oldies have already provided. There's a few details they leave out. For instance, there was a Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade where someone got whopped by a... we got something that smells good here, I guess. Someone got whopped by a balloon when it was super windy and put into a coma for a month. So imagine you're at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and next thing you know, you're waking up in a hospital. That was their Thanksgiving that year. Not super fun. What else? I read a lot about the first turkey trot, but I recognize that my main channel, T Storytime, is not a running channel, so I don't think people would be very interested in that. But yeah, kind of just soul searching for what to do, and I decided that I would go ahead and stick with the usual schedule and just wish y'all a happy Thanksgiving and maybe do a Thanksgiving stream. So, what are you thinking, Toof? So yeah, my plans for Thanksgiving. I don't have to. I'm going to go see family, which is a good thing. And I'm going to see all of the family, my side and my wife's side, which is sweet. Oh, sweet, we got two folks. Hello, welcome to the live stream. So this is T-Spot. My main channel is T Storytime, if you're familiar. You're probably here from that channel. But I just wanted to say hello if you're new. And right now, I think I got the live stream working again. What are you doing? You sniffing? Do you want to go potty? Do you want to go potty? I don't think so. Come on. Come on, good puppy. So, hello, welcome to the channel. So this is, if you're from Tea Story Time, you're probably familiar. Oh yeah, hi Cobalt. Yes, I'm back. I don't know what was going on. I guess I walked into a dead zone with service, and I ended up losing service. Also, a rain cloud's passing over, so I don't know if the rain cloud briefly lowered my ability to have adequate service, but anyways, I'm not going to wander too far away from the main road now, but I thought I would continue the stream. So I was telling you, when I cut out, I am a big fan of lore for survival games. The Long Dark in particular, really good game. I don't know if you've played it, but essentially a survival game where you're surviving in the winter, trying to collect food, survive against wildlife, etc. Also, I haven't played Elden Ring, which you said you liked. Yeah, no, it got dark really fast. Hello, Anthony. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, it at the start of my first stream, it was pretty bright, and now it's full on nighttime. But out here in Michigan, we're entering the long dark ourselves. We're not going to see the sun for a while, or we'll see it for like 20 minutes a day probably. It's not the best time of year, I will admit. I'm a big fan of the sun and the summer, etc. And I love snow, but the clouds get me. I like snow with sunshine, which is, I know, an odd combination, but I think that's everyone's preference. Oh, is it a bunny? Is there a bunny back there, Toffee? Come on, buddy. Yeah, it gets dark here quickly. And it gets dark here early. At about 5:30, sun sets. Oh, these are new. This is well, she's scared of them. This is a path. They've usually had little planks here that you walk on to stay out of the mud, which inevitably takes over the forests in the winter. But she hangs like this because she thinks that I'm gonna pull her away from a sniff, which I will if it's something she's not supposed to be sniffing, like a snake or a dead possum or all these other things that are in the woods that she loves and I'm not a fan of. We have a bad storm rolling in, and it's pretty much all night. Oh, it's pretty much night out here in Springfield, Missouri. Well, sorry about that. You're in Central Time, so, and you're further south than me, I think. So you should have like another 30, 45 minutes of light. So that's kind of scary if it looks like nighttime there already. So I have thought about streaming on Twitch a bit. I've thought about playing survival games too on Twitch, like gaming a little bit. I might get around to doing that. Right now, this channel's sort of a test to see, is this interesting to anybody? My plan for this channel is basically to do streams, Q&As, say hello, and just have something to do while I walk my dog. Not that walking my dog isn't fun on its own, but give me something to do while I do it. And additionally, pretty much the only other thing I do outside of YouTube these days, the only thing I have time for, is I hike and I run a lot. And I don't think I'm going to make like documentaries per se about myself that are silly, but I think I will make some pretty simple videos of hikes I do, runs I do, because very often I'll go out for 30-mile runs, 30-mile hikes, etc., kind of ultra distance. And I've always enjoyed the very simple old school YouTube channels that are basically, these are the shoes I'm wearing, this is my equipment for this run, I'm gonna go out and spend all day in the wilderness and come with me. So I might make a few videos like that, but maybe I'd stream a bit on Twitch. I'm a huge fan, as I've said, of survival games. I am liable to become engrossed in them, so maybe that's an avenue I'll go down. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Pretty much everything's fair game on this channel in my mind, so if folks are a fan of that, maybe I'll do it. There's a bunny this way, so Toffee is currently begging to chase this bunny. She doesn't know that it's definitely over there in the woods. Oh, maybe you do know. Oh, well, she's smarter than I thought. Good girl. There were skunks, baby skunks around this bridge. earlier in the season, so I'm always a little wary over here. Why don't we walk back this way? I don't want to explain to your mom, Toffee, how you got skunked. Good girl. But yeah, it's also good to do these live streams because they keep me walking her more. Usually I only walk her, I mean, she walks 5 miles a day. She walks a ton. But when I get home from work, I usually only walk her 20 minutes. And this will help me take the load off of my wife, who walks her a butt ton throughout the day. And also, a tired dog is a well-behaved dog, as we all know. So what are y'all, I'm trying to think, what are y'all doing for Thanksgiving? Or what are your traditions? Do y'all do turkey trots? Do you watch the football game? I've got a lot of opinions on football this year. Not necessarily pro, but college. That's another thing I've been doing other than making YouTube videos and working. Okay, nice. I meant like streaming these spooky walks as well on Twitch. But that's awesome. I love reads of spooky stories. Oh, even live reads. Sorry, I apparently can't read. Live reads of spooky stories would be cool. You know, I've thought about doing that. I do have a fireplace. I think I could prop up the camera next to it and make a decent little scene around it, maybe for Christmas time. I'll do a fireside chat sort of thing. That could be fun. That's a good idea, actually. So I got a bunch of people, which I kind of feel bad about this. I got a bunch of people to send me kind of their stories on YouTube, planning to do a Halloween special. And by a bunch, I mean 3, which if any of y'all are in here, thank you very much. But 3 people sent me stories for a Halloween special where I was going to read subscriber stories. And it never panned out in the sense that like it would have only been about an 8-minute video, 9-minute video. And I felt a bit like it just wasn't complete. So I was waiting on it. And I think I'm going to email those people personal. Sorry I didn't use this yet emails. And I will use them later. But that's a good idea. Maybe I'll read those here on live streams. Maybe that'll be a weekly or monthly thing, depending on the influx of stories. I have been getting a lot of great suggestions via email I need to also respond to. I think that is also a great thing to look into. Maybe doing on live streams some sort of suggestion session. What is your scary place? Do you want me to investigate it? I've also thought about... So I bash on ghost hunters a lot in this video, but I really do think ghost hunting's good fun. And, I mean, you do need some sort of science behind it, right? A lot of people are claiming this phenomenon is real. It makes sense to look into it, even if I don't think that really there's much compelling at this point, other than a few, single-person accounts. There's nothing repeatable. And I think ghost hunting would be fun to do. I'd have to include it with like statistical tests or something to show that like whether or not something was repeatable. I'd have to do that. I'd have to be a nerd about it. But that'd be good fun for me, I think. I get scared easily, even if I am a bit of a prude when it comes to like scary things being real. The moment I step into the woods, I'm like, yep, it's real, and I'm scared of it. Check in with Toffee. Do you want to sit? Do you know how to sit? Man, you're making me look bad. Hey, Toffee, sit. 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 Good girl. Do it. Do it. Sit. Sit. Good girl. That's my good puppy. You want to boop? Touch? Good girl. All right, come on. Let's go get you dinner. Do you want dinner? Come on. Let's go get dinner. So, Toffee wants dinner. You Need Science 100%. Love those videos that debunk, like Ryan and Shane from Watcher. God, I love Ryan and Shane. They were... Gosh, I was a fan of Ryan and Shane before I even started making YouTube videos. What are you doing? There must be pee on this. Sorry if it's a little loud with the cars. All right, come on, buddy. Yeah, big Watcher fan. Before that, big BuzzFeed Unsolved fan. I feel like they were my gateway drug to YouTube. I didn't know YouTube well. I didn't know what YouTubers to watch. Gosh, this was back when I was in college. I was probably about 22. And I used to go for these jogs in the dark every single night. Every night I would go run 4 miles at this local park in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I would, I don't know, I would just like get bored on the walks. Did you just eat something? And then I found Ryan and Shane on BuzzFeed Unsolved, and I would go for these runs in the dark in some like forests by a river, and I would get sufficiently creeped out during those walks, and that like managed to keep me more entertained. But yeah, I agree. You need some sort of scientific approach to ghost hunting or something to spice it up and make it, you know, make it, if an event happens that is interesting and repeated, you should be able to prove on your videos, hey, this was actually compelling. It's my main thing. So it's 20 minutes till her dinner time, so she's in prime bad girl mode. When she's hungry, she doesn't listen to a word. Okay, so let me think, what else? I was talking about college football a little bit. So I don't know if anyone watches that, but by golly, I mean, I was just talking about Knoxville, Tennessee, so you can guess who I'm a fan of. Tennessee fell apart on Saturday night a little bit. That or Georgia came together, drove me up a wall. Please just be P. Please just be P. Okay, good girl. Good girl. The whole internet gets to watch you pee. Aren't you lucky? So let me think what else. What is everybody's other, what are people's favorite channels? I mean, obviously, you're here with T's Story Time, which it's my honor. But I know that I'm a little dude and I've got room to improve. I guess I can start with who I am a fan of. I've personally been watching a whole lot of... honestly, I've been going back to Mr. Nightmare a bit recently, even though his videos aren't really very compelling. I'm a gigantic Vsauce fan. Oh, the History Guy. I love the History Guy. I listen to him in the car on road trips with my wife. We also listen to a lot of Mr. Ballin, specifically his podcast, the Medical Mysteries podcast. Although every time when I listen to that, I find myself, like, every single pain in my body, I'm like, well, this is the end. I'm about to devolve into something terrible. As I said, big Vsauce fan, big Veritasium fan. Those are kind of nerdy, and they're a little bit, it's you know, it's not a video you sit down just to zone out. It's a video you watch to learn something usually from those guys, and or think about philosophy and existential crises and such. But I am a big Vsauce fan. Oh, I got some people coming up. I'll be the weird streamer. So we'll point the camera at Toffee. Come here, Toffee. She likes to sniff people. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Get your butt over here. Get your butt over here. Gigantic fan of, obviously, Watcher and BuzzFeed Unsolved. Specifically, Too Many Spirits has been just making me crack up recently. What else do I watch? You know, I listen to a lot of music on YouTube too. Samuel Kim music, incredible. If you're into kind of the anime and manga sphere, he will take often, well, not just those, I guess. He'll take very popular scores from anime and superhero movies, and sometimes he'll even remix them with classics like Carol of the Bells, and he will make just excellent, essentially remixed soundtracks. Very big Samuel Kim fan in that regard. What is it, Tooth? I'm a big fan. Okay, one of my favorite YouTubers. Oh, let's see. Let's read this comment. Once my doctor told me, don't watch YouTube or search Google. I'm the doctor. I know what I'm talking about. My doctor. That's funny. Let's see. Dime Store Adventure is one channel I really love. Very entertaining. Your channel too. You honestly make really great content. Also, Curiosity Incorporated, watching antiques and whatnot. Well, first off, thank you very much. It's an honor it's really an honor to be where I am right now. I mean, 16,000 subscribers isn't a ton, but it's beyond my imagination that I could get this far, and I'm really doing my best to improve a little bit every video. That's awesome, though. I need to look up Dime Store Adventures. I will admit, my wife hates it. I'm the kind of person that will step into an antique shop and I will start looking for strange little items that I think could fit well in my home. Specifically, I went through a phase where I was looking for radioactive china, so uranium china, essentially. And I collected a bit of that, despite the fact that I know there are very well-known negative health impacts from owning and keeping that around. I think it's pretty cool that it glows in the dark, so I keep it in a cabinet that I don't go near, but I think it's neat. I'm a huge fan of some camping and outdoorsy channels. Oh, did you pick up a stick? Specifically, here, let's go back this way a little bit. Steve Wallace. So if you're not familiar, Steve Wallace is a dude that he essentially finds places that are illegal to camp, and he camps there. And he's not destructive. He always leaves places better than he found them. He takes away trash and stuff. But he's a firm believer that public property and sometimes private property should be places that you can sleep at, essentially. I'm a gigantic Steve Wallace fan. He will find the funniest places in the world. Dumpsters, porta potties, his whatever sedan in a Walmart parking lot, and he'll camp there. And he'll make little meals. And my favorite part about it is he acts like he's doing Mission Impossible level subterfuge while he's like camping behind a Walmart or something. Just totally innocuous stuff that really nobody cares about him doing. He acts like he's about to go to jail for life if he gets caught doing it. And I find it really funny. Let's see. Oh, I'm a 80s and 90s kid. If I could survive my childhood, the radioactive china won't hurt. No, that's pretty much my stance. I fell out of a tree once when I was a kid, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, this could be taken to be something about my brain, but I'm pretty sure I fell like 30 feet. I broke every branch on the way down, which is probably what saved my life. And I landed on the ground, and ever since then, I've pretty much been like, yeah, I'm definitely immortal. And, or if I'm not, you know, the china isn't what's going to get me. It's probably some other silly decision, like walking in the woods at night, that I make. But yeah, Steve Wallace, great. Sometimes I like those bushcraft channels. I usually like the smaller ones. I'm a big fan of Kofuzi. He's actually a runner, but he makes really kind of beautiful videos about shoes and races. And I am not a fast runner. He is a fast runner, but I aspire to be. And sometimes when I watch his channel, I will go for a run that otherwise I wouldn't have gone on. So I figure it's a good thing. Really just anything outside related. Big fan of that. Cool beans. Well, it is 6:15. It's this dog's dinner time. I got a text from my wife that it is her dinner time too. So I'm going to wander back inside. But folks, it was great talking to you. Thanks for putting up with the first stream falling apart. Hopefully I can manage this in the future a little better. Takes a little bit of time to figure out where the dead zones are when you're in a new area. And I was also worried that maybe streaming wouldn't fully work on this channel. But hey, I'll take it. I think, I don't know, I got like 4 concurrent viewers. And it means the world to me that you all stop by and listen to me ramble on. Hopefully it's entertaining. And I heard from one of y'all that I am Mr. Bedtime Stories right now. So that's awesome. I used to listen to some certain YouTubers to fall asleep too, and it's crazy to think I'm becoming one of them. So anyways, hope y'all have a good night. Have a good night, Cobalt. Thanks for coming in. And yeah, many streams to come, many more streams to come on this channel. And Toffee says good night too. All right, we're going over the hill. Have a good night, y'all.